Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday, the 12th of November. Um, Coming later in the day, but I need to get this out, so it's here. It's coming out. Going into today, wasn't too sure what we're gonna see. I didn't really have a clear like bias of what I wanted to see. I did notice. I mean, I'm again what this whole day revolves around is this LeBron of 4 hour fair value gaps. This gap formed on the 3rd of November. It's been tapped into, or let me get my highlighter out. It's been tapped into one, two, three, four separate times, rejected V shape every time. This thing is holding price down. Um, so we tap back into that. Let's see, like at what time um, that happens. And it's around this London highs when we tap into it, and then we just sprint to the downside after that. We just dumped in market open, absolutely dumped. Made a huge 15-minute fair value gap for that we could use for continuation. We had a lot of draws lower. Um, so that's what we were looking for today. After displacing that much down on the 15, I'm not looking to inverse this and then look for longs unless it does it automatically with speed. We can start to look for that. But once we displace that much on the 15-minute that quickly, I mean, what is this? I'll measure it. In 15 minutes, it's 127 points in 15 minutes. So at that point, we just displaced so hard at the beginning. It just automatically clicked like this is going to be a continuation day for shorts. Um, so going down, zooming into the time frames, took 2 trades today. Um, Ended up positive on the day because I was managing my risk decently. Not huge. I think I was up 18 and a quarter points for the day. Ended like I think it was like $360 up for the day. So we survived. First trade was a loss. We got it back on the second win on the second trade, and came out from what was not looking so hot. We came out slightly positive on the day. So that's all you can ask for. Um, Going into this first trade idea, I like it. This confirmed to me that I need to start using, like, especially if I'm taking these evals a little slower. Like when I'm just doing the one eval for now. When I move to using the forward evals at one time, I'm gonna take them slow once again. I don't care if it takes me the rest of the month of November. I want to make sure I get through these and not just throw my money away because this is what I'm doing for my career now. So I need to approach it as a career. So, anyways, rant over. I'm gonna start using micros for my accounts. I'm pretty sure because PJ took this first trade at half risk, and that's something I should have followed as well. The reason why we take this at half risk is because we're just displacing so low. We create this 5 minute gap in here, which is what we use as a continuation instead of seeing price trade up into the 15 and then continue. We took a risk on filling this 5 minute and then taking a continuation off of that because you never know, maybe that's all price needs for today. And so we took a stab at that 50% risk. I went full risk because I was using just one mini contract and you can't use just half a mini. So that's why I'm gonna start using micros. But first trade idea based off just continuation on this 5 minute gap right here. Um, so I'll break this down a little more. Again, I can't wait till I can upgrade my trading view and I can have the 30-second. It'll be a lot for me to take in, but the entry for the inverse here was based off a 30-second inverse, whereas I didn't get like. So this is where we enter, right? I was in this trade for like 2 minutes. This is the 5 minute we're talking about. We create it, we trade back up into it, and then we get this candle right here that displaces down, respecting the 5 minute, and we inverse a 30-second gap. People were talking about front running this 1 minute gap here. Like people, I saw people saying like, "Oh, why did you front run this gap? What is this trade? You got in it before you and you front ran this gap." That's because on the 30-second, this candle is probably split in half. So there's probably a 30-second in here that we did inverse. Again, I don't have the 30-second time frame on this plan, so I can't see it. But that's what PJ entered off of. Then we ended up respecting this 1 minute and going up after that. But that's why you take it at half risk. And we get in on this trade, and I like this trade because the only reason why you get in on it and kind of like play your cards is because of how aggressive price is moving. If price is moving slow and you're seeing a good pullback up into the 15, you leave this 5 minute alone. But because of how aggressively we're displacing, if you want to be able to have a shot at the trade, so you take half risk, you go. So that's the first trade idea. We're wrong on that. That's fine. Live the trade another day. Chalked 41 points on it. That's all right. Would be 21 points if I was able to go half risk, but we'll get there. Second trade idea. This is where I'm starting to think I need to learn how to use breaker blocks more. Here, let me pull back this breaker. I can spot a breaker block, but I always thought it was used as like pretty much just like a fair value gap. My thought was like breaker block forms on these two down candles here. We trade above it and then we trade into it and then go higher. But for some reason we're using it as an inverse fair value gap. And I guess I just don't know ball, because at that point I'm just copying PJ. Like I understand we get in because we tap finally into that 15 minute and we're rejecting off of it, which is great. I understand that. The entry model is where I get mixed up, because there's not really a gap we can inverse here to the downside, maybe on the 30-second, but again, there's nothing really there for me. On the 2 minute, there's no gap that we're running. Maybe this little one right here, but I guess this breaker is kind of what we're looking at. So I need to do some more research and testing on some breakers so I can learn that, because that's what we took this trade off of. So anyways, that's what it looks like. Second trade idea, we were rejecting the 15 minute, pressure to the downside. We get in around here. I got in, I think it was right around here, around this, the end of this candle, towards the bottom of the breaker. Get in. At first, this was hard. Today was very hard for running stops. This first trade, at one point, like, you could put it anywhere from up this high, which is 51 points. You could put it at the top of the fair value gap, which is 31 points, but you want to give yourself some room. So you really have this 20-point range, which is kind of anywhere you can put it. I chose 41 points, which is fine. I think that's a good area. You're kind of split in the middle, where you're not at 50, but you're giving yourself some room, not putting it at 30. But same idea with the second trade, at least at first. One thing I should have noticed, there was a clear spot to put this stop loss, which was at the top of this 1 minute. At first, I was running another wide stop, like 50 something points up in here. It was wide. It was not looking good. Then we started to see us trade into profit a little bit. And so I moved my stop loss to the top of the breaker. And then you can see it gets scary sometimes. We're like trading up into my loss a little bit. I get a little antsy and I'm like, I need to give myself some more room. And then after I took a look at PJ's stream and saw that he had his around here and that it was a 1 minute fair value gap that he just didn't mark until later, I'm pretty sure. But after I freaked out and panicked a little bit, realized I did the one thing that I tell myself I should never do, which is move a stop loss. So kind of broke a rule there. But just need to realize, like, I'm not hating myself for that. I just need to realize that this 1 minute gap is here and that this is the safe spot to put the stop. Still 41 points, a little large, but it gives us enough room to survive this chop, which we did. We finally flushed. We built up good LR to the downside. We finally flushed. This is where PJ's crazy knowledge comes in and where I need to look to get better as a trader. We put break even at these lows here, which is a solid 40 points, which again, something that I can look forward to with micros is being able to actually scale out at these levels, because I hate being in with just one contract and doing all this hard work. Yeah, I go break even, sure, that's cool, but I want to be able to secure some profits even on eval. Well, that's just how I want to treat it for now. Early in the business, I want to treat this with care. So that'll be another cool, good thing for micros, is that I'm able to actually take profits at break even. But as you can see in this 1 minute candle, we go break even to full TP very quick. Great spot by PJ, and something I definitely would not have caught. And it saved me a lot of money today. It saved me a lot of money. Realizing moving stops break even, and then being on the 15 minute and realizing that we have here, let me find it. Realizing we have a 15 minute first presented over here, and that this is still open for us to trade into before these draws, and then seeing it get tapped, going back to it, seeing it get tapped, seeing the reaction off of it, and then as soon as it's tapped, getting fully out, because you just know, you just have beef with 15 minute fair value gaps first presented, and you just know it's going to reverse off of that, and it did. That was such a good call, and that only something with 10 years of experience you'll be able to just call that on the fly. That's something like, this Discord is so valuable for that reason, because what I would have done is I would have just held. I would have gone break even around here, sure. Take partials if I'm on micros, but I would have gone break even. It reverses on me, stops me out break even, and then I'm down however much I lost on this first trade. I'm down 41 points for the day. But because of PJ's insane call outs with the 15 minute fair value gap, I'm able to take full profits here, and I'm up pretty much, I think it was about 18 and a quarter points for the day. So that was essentially today's trade recap. Crazy day, grueler day, but we survived. I mean, we lived to trade another day. We're here. Yeah, lots to learn today. Lots to learn. Especially with the second trade. The second trade was a hard one because we were chopping for like 20 something minutes straight. Here, let me ruler this out. Chopping for 21 minutes. Just sitting there being patient. There's times where I'm moving my stop loss. My heart's beating fast. I'm getting the emotion, but I'm just sitting there, just trying not to act on it, just trying to stay focused and composed, even though my heart is beating out of my goddamn chest. It's the hardest thing to not act on your emotions, but it only gets easier with time, and soon there will be no emotions. Right now, I'm having to see the emotions come up, feel them, and then tell myself not to act on them. Soon enough, I'll get the feeling, and then I'll just be able to release them. So, looking forward to that point. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, something to look forward to next is learning breaker blocks. I don't know nothing about breaker blocks. Pretty much just gaps, inverse gaps. That's about it. That's all I'm really using. So yeah, glad I'm doing these again, because I feel like this is going to be a key week to look back on and see how I can improve going forward. So don't think there's much else that's left untold here. I think we've about covered it all. So anyways, survive the day, live the trade another day. We'll see if I can pass my accounts by the end of the week, or my one account. And then I'll move on to cross trading the 4 accounts, copy trading. And yeah, future looks bright. See ya.